Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As usual, I am your host, Sellssi. So, international break is over, and match day 1 and 2 of the African Cup of Nations are over. Black Stars have just 1 point, and it's looking pretty precarious for them. Ghana could miss out on an Afcon appearance for the first time since 2004. Yes, we missed that African Cup of Nations that was hosted and won by Tunisia. We did not go to 2004 African Cup of Nations, and that looks like happening once again. The Black Stars have a lot of work to do. Today, I'm going to give you my thoughts on what needs to be done. 5 things I think need to be changed that will probably help us get the result. Yes, Ghana were unlucky in both games. The manner in which we conceded the goals and the time was not the best. But then again, you would have to lay some of the blame onto the coach, his substitutions, the timing of the substitutions, and his defensive work. It is so poor that it's very difficult for Ghana to keep a clean sheet. Yesterday, during our live watch along, we mentioned it. But before we get into the 5 things that need to change, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Click on that notification bell to get more updates. We'll jump right into it. The first thing is the attitude of the players. Yes, the attitude of the players is not something that I liked yesterday. It was almost as if they did not care what the result was. There was some laxity in their play, some lethargy in their play, some sort of fighting spirit that you needed to see. You were not seeing it. I'm not saying the players are not committed. I'm saying that their approach to the game at times, there's so much that the manager can do. Their approach to the game, their fighting spirit, wanting it so much, it was missing in the last international window. From the 2 games, the manner in which we played, many people will say that, Sarah, why are you saying that these guys are not, are you saying they are not committed? I'm not saying they are not committed. I'm saying they do not show the commitment, or they do not show the fighting spirit, they do not show the energy, the verve, wanting it so much. Playing, there's a way players will play their national team, and you know that they gave their all. I don't see that with these Black Stars players, and it is something worrying in recent times. Maybe there's something happening in camp that we don't know about, but the attitude has to change. The attitude has to change first and foremost before anything can work out right for the Ghana Black Stars team. Attitude now change is number one. The next thing is Otoado needs to sort out his defensive problems. It is clear that Ghana have a defensive problem. Otoado, since coming into office, has conceded 6 goals. Can you imagine? In 4 matches, 6 goals in 4 matches. It is not looking good for Otoado. We conceded 3 goals versus Central African Republic. We conceded a goal versus Mali. That makes it 4 goals. And we conceded a goal versus Niger, and then a goal versus Angola. The Black Stars struggle to keep a clean sheet. In the friendly where he marked his debut return for the Black Stars, we conceded 2 goals versus Nigeria, and then 1 goal in another 2 goals in the 2-2 draw versus Uganda. Otoado has a problem at the back. Yes, Alexander Juku was missing, and I emphasize is important to that defensive shape. But you also have to note that probably the coach's instructions are influencing this late. And I have to say, a combination of that and the attitude now change. These late goals being conceded and costing us points is what needs to be addressed drastically. The defensive woes of the Black Stars. Lawrence Atizigi as well is not the best of goalkeepers. He concedes probably a lot of goals sometimes when he shouldn't. Then again, he has his days when he makes a lot of good saves and short stops. It is an issue that needs to be addressed right now. It is very important to address this issue of the Ghana Black Stars. Otherwise, we might not be at the African Cup of Nations. Defensive woes are really letting us down. You know, a game can be won by 1 goal to nil. Then all of a sudden, the defense falls to sleep and the work is undone. Defensive woes is something Otoado has to focus all his energies on, else we might miss out on the Afcon, and he will not be happy in the office as the head coach of the Black Stars. Antoine Selom Semenyo and the front line being wasteful. I've mentioned it before about Antoine. He's an amazing young player, but he misses a lot of chances. He is not clinical. The front line is not clinical. The front line, when they get a chance, don't bury the chances. Iñaki Williams had a chance at the start of yesterday's game, a header that should have been at the back of the net. But it did not go in, and we had to suffer for that later on. We got the goal from Ali Seidu, but the rest, as they say, is history. It was not enough to get us all 3 points and to secure it for us. I don't know what the issue is at the front line, but I feel that the midfield and the front line have a disconnect at some point. Iñaki will make runs, the midfield don't spot the runs. The telepathy, the understanding between the midfield and the attack, it's really, really disjointed. I understand international football is something that will take time for players to get used to their style of play or their teammates because they don't play regularly. That's the truth. That's how international football is across the world. That is why it has to be the coaches imperative to pick players who are in form. And I have to say, for the most part, Otoado has been doing that. But then it is like there's a disconnect. They don't understand each other so much. And I have to also acknowledge the fact that the African teams are getting better. Nigeria even drew their game. But this is a trend that is going on for a while in Ghana's front line. The Ghana Black Stars team really have to improve in finishing their chances. Antoine Semenyo, Iñaki Williams, those two men are front men up front. Brendan Thomas Asante came on, had his moment. I've not seen much of him to make a full assessment for the Black Stars at least, but I think he should be given more playing time for us to see him better and to see what he's capable of. But the front line being clinical is imperative to the Black Stars team. In the next international, Alexander Djiku has to be in there. I don't know what we have to do to get Djiku to play for us. It's unfortunate he got injured in the lead up to this international break, but it is going to be imperative that we have him in our fold. His importance is so paramount to the Black Stars and our defensive shape. Alexander Djiku and the defense of the Ghana Black Stars, he is so important to it. Since Daniel Amate is dropping the hierarchy in terms of his playing time at his club side and issues he has with the club side, he has become the senior most player in that defense. Mohamed Salisu is a great defender, but he doesn't have the leadership abilities, and that is one final thing I'll talk about: the lack of leadership ability in the team to let the boys know that they are fighting for a badge that they should be doing better than. A leader on the pitch. I know Thomas Partey is the captain of the Ghana Black Stars, but sometimes I struggle to see how he's spurring the players on. I'm not questioning Partey's commitment to the Ghana Black Stars. I'm questioning us having a leader on the pitch. At times, Djiku is that guy for me. Leadership ability, leadership quality on the pitch. Someone who can transfer the coach's instructions much more effectively than anyone else on the pitch. The coach will give his instructions from the touchline, but then there has to be a leader on the pitch who transmits it to the rest of the squad for us to fight and to understand what we're about. I've not seen anyone in the Black Stars team close to Djiku doing that. And since he was missing in the last international break, it affected us a lot. But let me know your thoughts in the comments box. How can we get back to winning ways? How can we win versus Sudan in the double header? How do we do it? Many will say it's better we don't qualify for Afcon than to go and get out of the group stages. I understand where that sentiment is coming from, but guys, we need to be in Morocco 2025. I'm confident we can make it, but let me know what you also think needs to change. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great week.